Lakers fans showered Crypto.com arena with booze during Sunday night's blowout loss to the Pels. LA has now lost 5 of their last 6. They're 9th in the West, and tonight they host the 5th-seeded Mavs, coming off that big comeback win over the Warriors. What we're wondering here is, will LeBron and the Lakers win tonight versus the Mavs? Rick Bucher, I'm not feeling that confident in the Lakers. I already told you guys I will be in the building. I don't know if Lakers fans will want to see me there. I've been hyping up this Lakers team, but it's not a good feeling. And by the way, I know nobody cares about the Dallas Mavericks. I told you guys I bet on them plus 2,300 to win the West last week. This is a team whose defense has gotten incredible. Shipping Porzingis out of town was smart. This is a really good, dangerous Mavs team. I know Greg Jennings said, hey, what has Luka done in the playoffs? He hasn't got out of the first round. Hello, he's faced Kawhi and Paul George, 2 great wing defenders, both times. They were underdogs in both series. Luka will not be facing them in the playoffs. This is a very dangerous Mavericks team. And I came on Undisputed before the season. I said Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA. I don't know how the Lakers guard him. What are we talking about? Austin Reeves? Stanley Johnson? Like, this is a bad matchup for the Lakers. Mavs looks like they're favored by 5. If you're asking me where my money is, it's on the sideline for this game. I will not be wagering. But I would lean toward the Mavericks winning. The Lakers are in a free fall. What can you say? Rick, you got the Lakers winning tonight?
J-Mac, the Mavs are a dangerous team, and you're a dangerous person. You were just telling me that, like, Luka Doncic was must-see TV. I got to get tickets when Luka Doncic comes to town. And at the same time, you're saying that nobody's paying attention to the Mavs. Please make it make sense for me, right? So nobody cares about the Mavs. They just care about Luka. I'm not sure I'm clear on that. Look, I expected the Lakers, if they were going to make a push, if they were going to try to turn their season, that they would come out of the All-Star game and do exactly that. And what happened? They played the Clippers. They played their vaunted crosstown rival. If there was ever a time for them to get up for a game and prove that things are different, it would be to get their first win against the Clippers without Kawhi and without Paul George, and show us that this last third of the season is going to be different than the first 2/3. Now, what did they do? They lost. Then we get to see them against New Orleans Pelicans, the team that's chasing them for the play-in tournament. And if there was ever a time for them to say, okay, now we really need to turn it up, what do? They lose by 28. So this idea that now that the Dallas Mavericks are going to show up, the Dallas Mavericks who are clearly on a roll and coming off of a big comeback win from the Golden State Warriors, and probably are aware that, hey, you know what? Probably not the best idea if we want to move up in the standings to be giving up 21-point digging 21-point holes and trying to get out of them. J-Mac, go ahead. You can bet on the Mavs. You can give away the points.
No, I didn't.
The Mavs are going to take care of business. The Lakers are not ready to roll.
As much as I want to agree with you, Rick, I can't. Just off pure just pride. LeBron James got booed. LeBron James and the Lakers got booed. Like, they're not going to come out and just lay down. They will fight. And this is territory that he's never had to deal with and contest with. Like, you are going to fight. Anytime you get booed by your home fans, it is a sign of disrespect. And the only way to get that respect back is to come out and beat a good team like the Mavs.
Wow. Okay. Bold stuff, Jennings. We got to check out those Ja Morant highlights again. We'll pick our favorite next. Some NBA legends are debating that, and we'll join in next. Lakers fans showered LeBron's squad with booze during Sunday night's blowout loss to the Pelicans. LA has now lost 5 of their last 6, leading to some wild suggestions that LeBron could be traded. In an interview with CNBC, Shaq warned it'd be a bad idea. Take a listen.
It's just the trials and tribulations of being a great player. But if you trade LeBron, you'll never win again. So you have to, make a decision. If you put LeBron around the right guys, he's definitely going to win. So, I think whoever put that team together needs to step up and try to fix it.
Rick Bucher, do you agree with Shaq on LeBron?
I actually do. I do believe that if they trade LeBron James, and some of it has to do with how you trade LeBron James. If he asks to be traded, it's a little bit different. But the fact of the matter is, when you take a face of the league, yes, I'm going to go back to that. You take a face of the league and you move them or you disrespect them, whether it's karma or whether it's the message that you're sending to the rest of the league about how you treat a superstar, it's challenging to get other superstars to come to your franchise, because they're going to look at it and say, well, wait a minute. If they could trade LeBron James, if they could kick LeBron James to the curb, then what are the chances that they wouldn't treat me the same way? That matters in trying to rebuild a team. And obviously, if they're trading LeBron James or moving on from LeBron James, that's what they're doing. Look at what happened with the Chicago Bulls when they sent Michael Jordan on his way, or the Washington Wizards when they sent Michael Jordan on his way. It left a stain on those franchises that they had to overcome, and it took years to do it. I don't know about never, because of the brand of the Lakers and their ability to continually attract superstars eventually, because of where they are, because of the brand, because of Hollywood. But would it put them in the doldrums for a long stretch, and could it potentially undermine them in a big way? Yes, without question. Moving on from LeBron James. I get the logistics of it, that you're probably going to have to die on the vine with LeBron being there, and you may not win another championship. I wouldn't expect that you're going to win another championship with LeBron James. It's going to be very difficult to do. But there's a worse penalty, which is you disrespect that superstar and the message that it sends to the rest of the league when you're trying to recruit the next one.
Well, for me, I don't subscribe to the notion of they will never, ever win a championship again, just because of what you said in the middle of that take. The brand of the Los Angeles Lakers is just so strong, they will attract talent. Now, I do believe, to your point, how the trade, if it were to happen, happens, that matters. If you try to dismiss LeBron versus him asking out, completely, totally different situation. I think you still can draw free agents to your market relatively quick. However, you would have to try to draft the replacement like you pretty much did with Kobe in Magic and those type of players. So for me, it would take them a long time, but I think they would be able to rebound simply because the brand is so strong. There's so much appeal to a player when it comes to Los Angeles, let alone the Los Angeles Lakers. However, what also comes with that is a great sense of responsibility and pressure to win. And I think in today's league, I don't know if or there's many stars that are running to that situation because of the amount of pressure that they will have to endure, because Kobe did it, because obviously Magic did it, because LeBron went there and he won. You remember when LeBron first got there, the pressure was on LeBron. Can he bring a championship to Los Angeles? Because he was going to forever be compared to Kobe Bryant. He's never going to surmount or surpass Kobe Bryant, but you can at least be talked about in conversations if you win a championship. So for me, I don't think that it's an idea. I don't think I would take the idea of they will never win again, because it is the Los Angeles Lakers and they will be able to attract talent. But if you handle this the wrong way, it'll be a long time coming.
Yeah,
sure.
It's weird, Greg. I think Shaq read a piece in the LA Times. One of the columnists out here was basically saying you should trade LeBron. And yeah, it's getting a little silly. There's a great Warren Buffett quote: "Be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy." Essentially, everybody right now is selling LeBron and the Lakers. Every single person is telling me the Lakers stink. They're a bad basketball team. They're getting bounced in the playoffs, in the play-in game. Trade LeBron, trade Anthony Davis. Every single person is saying this. Rick and Greg, you know that. Right now, that's the uniform thing in the NBA. LeBron and AD, it's done. Okay? When every single person is saying that, I think you need to look at the other side and say, well, let's pump the brakes. With LeBron and AD healthy, as I said yesterday, this team will always trot out two of the best three players in any playoff game or series. That's just the fact of the matter with a healthy LeBron and AD. So I wonder, 2 years ago, this team, when they won the championship in the bubble, Greg, they were the #1 defensive efficiency team in the league. Last year, they were, I think, 3rd in defensive efficiency. What happened is LeBron in the front office, I'll say both of them together, Pelinka and LeBron, they made some calculated mistakes. They said, our offense was bad last year. We need to dump some of the defense and build up the offense. And that was Russell Westbrook. And now you're kind of stuck in a mediocre team with one of your stars down. How do you fix that? Well, it ain't trading LeBron. First of all, you don't have any draft picks. Like, Rick, we love to break things down, and, like, they don't have any picks because of the Anthony Davis trade. Like, you can't trade LeBron. You're not going to get a haul like the Pelicans got for Anthony Davis. You're just not going to get 3 first-round picks for LeBron, not at 37. So there's just no reality where the Lakers trade LeBron. I'm sorry to break it to people. That's not happening. Unequivocally, there is zero chance the Lakers trade LeBron James. Now, Anthony Davis is kind of interesting, but again, I don't see that happening. You got to just build around in the offseason and fix it. This idea of trading LeBron, Rick, I mean, I think it started with the LA Times, but it's gotten a little overblown at this point, right?
Yeah, you were heading in the right direction once again, J-Mac, and then you took a hard left turn. This idea that you can continue to build championship caliber teams around Anthony Davis and LeBron James is just completely faulty. It's not. Look, they won in the bubble. Anthony Davis, what did you call him? A top 5 player?
Top 10.
LeBron James, a top 5. Anthony Davis, a top 5 player right now.
Top 10. Anthony Davis, top
Really?
10. Come on. No?
I might
Greg,
give
talk
it,
some sense into him.
When available, I mean, available.